종이 vibration 니쇼가 써요.
Om Shanti. Welcome to Vikti Parivar. Today is day 23. Siddhi Swaroop. Embodiment of accomplishment. Image of double light. Image of divinity. Now we will listen to Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti, everyone. It's lovely to see you all again. Very, very happy to see you all. So everyone is double light. When there is purity, there are no wasteful thoughts. There is no concern, no worry. So we stay light, knowing that all the saints of Brahma are temporary. They come, then they emerge, they disappear. But we don't let them be printed in our minds. Sometimes actions of others, different scenes of drama, they really get deeply printed in us. But if we watch drama and be detached observer, then also we don't have to necessarily watch everything, right? In the sense that there are certain things I can avoid seeing, avoid listening or speaking. So if we pay attention that I don't want to take in, I don't want it to be printed in me. I don't want those thoughts again. So even whatever information we get, whatever we come to know, we don't let it go inside. I think by paying attention, it can be better. Generally, anything you see, anything you hear, they say images and the voices deeply touches the soul. But if we remain, as Baba says, in the awareness of your eternal original self, so don't take that. Don't take from outside anything, because that is not yours. That is not in it. This is all. Then we get acquired. We acquire. But it's very, very important to be light inside, so that things don't repeat in my mind. Things don't suddenly pop up and I keep remembering things. Right? And that inner lightness will show the sparkle on your face. Otherwise, even there is light, soul is light, but sparkle is not visible because of any kind of heaviness. And that is, so we have to adopt to a stage what remains merged and what emerges. Sometimes certain things emerge and then uh, it could cause sorrow, mind can get upset or concerns. Listening, when you are listening, you might say, "Ah, how practical it is, how can we do it?" But if we pay attention, I'm sure you will see the benefit. By night time, oh, I don't, sometimes like certain things happen in the morning and in the evening, oh, I completely forget. I said, really, that happened? Because intellect also is very engaged in churning, in making efforts, doing homework. So this lightness inside, the purity, creates what Baba calls as divinity. And divinity is alaukic, being alaukic. So Baba says that when we follow Baba's Shrimad, then I remember that Baba has given me two blessings, divine intellect and divine eye. Now, divine intellect is one who follows Baba's Shrimad accurately. Now, what is Baba's Shrimad? There are certain times when you go and want to discuss with dadis or seniors what is Shrimad about something. But actually, if we really read Morley properly every morning, study properly, and you will see Baba is giving Shrimad. Today's Morley, no, Baba says Baba's order. And if we follow Shrimad, then there is law and order. Maya creates lawlessness and chaos and confusion, illusion. So many subtle traits emerge. assumptions, doubts. But when there is Srimad, so it's very interesting that following Srimad should begin with the thoughts. Of course, Baba gives us principles, so we all follow. We follow principles, we follow Maryadas, but that's more on a physical level. And then comes to what I speak. Is it based on Srimad? Should I be saying these things or not? And then what I'm thinking, is it Srimad? So when there's the power to discern, that is your divine intellect. You discern with your divine intellect and then you decide. So for thinking, then for speaking, interacting, exchange, giving and taking. Now, importance of Srimad is helping you not to get caught up into settling of karmic accounts. Otherwise, most of our life, whether time, energy, money, it's really mostly goes into settling karmic accounts. But Baba said today, you create. If you're only settling, I didn't do any mistake, I didn't do anything wrong, I didn't know sinful action is one thing. But what divine alokik I did today. Because that is you cultivate, you become your sanskar. And that's your saving in a way. But if whatever I'm doing is only settling, you don't save anything, right? All the time, settling. Whole life is settling. But Baba is telling us through alokik and divine ways. If you have an elevated thought today, few elevated thoughts, that is your saving. But I didn't think wrong. I paid attention not to be careless. So that is not really saving, right? Following Srimad, emerging divinity, that is to be alokik. Nothing should be ordinary, Baba says. Elevated thoughts, elevated words, elevated actions. If that is kept in mind, then of course one is divine intellect, other is divine eyes. We're looking at the person, the way person is, how a person looks, and the divine eyes will look at the soul, the point of light. Have very, very beautiful, loveful feelings and the thoughts for the soul. And that is use of divine eye. Today in Murli Baba said, Atmik Bhav, soul conscious feelings and good wishes, pure feelings and good wishes. Atmik Bhav and Shubh Bhavana. And that's Shrimad, right? Some people say, what is Shrimad? No, when you create good feelings, pure feelings, and you think about someone or a situation, you will get right answer. But if you have mixed feeling, negative feeling, confused feelings, and you want answer for anything, you won't get it. So how do I keep using Shrimad? And that is use of divine intellect to discern and then to decide. And if that becomes nature, then you will know how to think, what to think, discern, and then speak, give answers, find solutions. That means you get very clear directions from Baba, but also from within. So Baba actually making very, very clear in the morning. And of course, even this morning, when I liked it when Baba said, fast efforts means check and quickly change. I really love that point. Check and immediately change by using the power which is required at that time. If I need to tolerate, suppose if I am getting all kinds of thoughts, I need power of love, I need power to adjust, use that power and immediately change your thoughts. And if you change at the level of thoughts, then it will help to maintain right awareness, good feelings, pure feelings. And Baba called that as fast efforts. Well, sometimes you want to make fast efforts, but Baba says mostly you check, but you don't change. Or you say, I will change, I will. No, but instantly, if you change it, change the thought instantly. I thought it's very, very interesting and we must all implement it, right? The practice, and then we cultivate, do saving, brings what we call as Siddhi. That means the thought has power now. And you will know that how that thought changes into reality, not only thought. Otherwise, a lot of plans we make, but not necessarily they become reality because the lack of that power in the thought. So no dictates of mind, not opinions of others. Yes, we listen to everyone. We get ideas for everyone. Then we say, let's check what Srimad is saying. Let's check what is right according to Srimad. And then we do it. So it's not you, nor me, nor this one. No, it's not Parmat. No one can say, I did it because you told me, this one told me, Baba told me. And internally you will feel very good that I am, today Baba says, see Father, also follow Father. So internally there will be contentment of effort. And today Baba said, Prasad or holy food of all attainments in your life. So we are very, very fortunate to have such a Supreme Father, Supreme Teacher, and Sadguru, Supreme Guru. Father's love, teacher's teachings, Guru's directions. And if we follow, definitely we move towards our own golden age, golden stage, and also golden age in the world. That's what we want, right? Golden stage and golden age in the whole world. So reflect on that, practice, and keep chart how many times, how quickly you change. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. So today is Saturday. We'll be having chit chat with Brother Eric and Didi. So before that, let's get our homework and we'll do drill and then we'll start our chit chat. So I would like to invite our dear brother Dev. Welcome.
Om Shanti to all the images of double light. Om Shanti Didi. I'm hearing this word attention as a important thing today. What we take inside, what we avoid, so that our lightness can remain inside. When we are light inside, then there is sparkle outside. So I think that's something I want to really take perhaps seriously to practice. And we receive two blessings, divine intellect and divine eye. So divine intellect, one who follows Srimad accurately, divine eye, that we only see soul. And we have that good wishes and pure feelings in our thoughts and feelings for others. So we're going to practice this image of divinity tomorrow. Let's see our practice. So the Siddhi is image of divinity. The drill, I, the soul, have the clarity and power of a divine intellect. I connect with Baba, the supremely pure soul, and become a trustee. I am an image of divine virtues that constantly bestows. Now let's practice this still for a few minutes. Om Shanti.
Image of divinity. I, the soul, have the clarity and power of a divine intellect. I connect with Baba, the supremely pure soul, and become a trustee. I am an image of divine virtues that constantly bestows. I, the soul, have the clarity and power of a divine intellect. I connect with Baba, the supremely pure soul, and become a trustee. I am an image of divine virtues that constantly bestows. Om Shanti.
Avyakti Parivar Chit-Chat, sharing from the heart that touches the heart. So I'd like to invite our dear brother, Angel Eric. Welcome.
Thank you, dear Angel, Sister Bhumi, and so nice to be with the whole family again. So special greetings to each and every one, and of course, warmest, loving greetings to our dearest Mohini Didi. I was also thinking, actually, Mohini Didi, that I have a good news for you today. And listening to the Murli this morning, I'm wondering what you think of that feeling that, the Murli was spoken in 2008, I think. So it's 13 years later. The feeling was that we did make a lot of progress. And it feels to me that, of course, Baba's words are always relevant today, and the depth of the knowledge is still so relevant. But still, I felt that's, the whole Murli was check this, check. And I thought, yeah, we did. There was a lot of progress in the last 13 years. So I'm curious to know if you agree that we did make progress, or do we have to revise the Murli, thinking we have to do the homework from the beginning? But I think there was a lot of progress. Even in the coughing, I think we made progress. The little video clip we heard at 7:30, there was a lot of coughing in the room in Madhuban. Loud coughing. 2008, I noticed coughing was lower. And I think 2020, 1920, we were coughing like angels. So maybe even in coughing, we have improved how we were with Baba. So yeah, lots of checking. Do you feel that we've made progress? And do you feel that yourself sometimes, that not that whatever Baba says was relevant 13 years ago, but compared to 13 years ago, we really moved forward. And we're so fortunate to have been taught this knowledge by Baba, so we could become the image of that knowledge more and more. So this is my good news to you tonight.
Yeah, definitely we have improved. And but what Baba wants us in the end, he said, create a group in which those who could be consistent and in the same stage. And I thought that was the aim, that still whatever in the kingdom, in religion, interference of Maya in some way or other shouldn't be happening. So I really liked today was that check and change. And if you want to do fast efforts, then change instantly by using one of the power, emerge your stage of Master Almighty. I really love that yukti, instantly change, and that is changing the thought, making thought alokik, divine, based on, not a weak thought, a doubtful thought. So not only Baba said check, but if you want fast efforts, and that fast effort means to check and change instantly. So I will take that, and I really love that. Since morning I had been looking at that, but also making every thought alokik and divine. That is for tomorrow's Murli. It's very interesting, Murli, that Baba says that how your thought could be ordinary, but if thought is based on Shrimat, then it's alokik and divine. So that is where our blessing of divine intellect and divine drishti both can be experienced more, not only for self efforts, but for the world also. Because Baba is taking us now towards golden age, new world. So it's very, very interesting. Today's Murli of one kingdom, one religion, law and order.
Actually, these were the two aspects I wanted to come back to. I heard what you said earlier also about, Shrimat starting with a thought. So maybe, okay, let's go to Shrimat later on. But the thought about, one kingdom and one religion, I was wondering, what were you feeling or thinking when Baba mentioned that? It's such a beautiful image, not having two kingdoms or two religions, dharma in the South. So I was wondering, what were your thoughts listening to that?
So the first part is self-sovereignty. And in that self-sovereignty, when there is interference of Maya, so Baba said then it gets divided kingdom. That means Maya is still ruling, and there is also God or divinity. So how to have one kingdom where Maya is not at all present? So I thought that is something very lovely. And if Maya doesn't interfere, create conflict or divide or disturb, or, it can be divided kingdom. So how do we not let Maya interfere? And that Baba said is basically follow Shrimat all the time. So there will be law and order. So when you follow Shrimat, then Maya won't be able to interfere. So I really internally took it more self-sovereignty and not allow Maya to divide or create conflict or doubt or make soul weak or whatever way Maya tries to interfere. And I thought it's very lovely. And then also dharma, complete purity in thoughts, words, and actions. And then, so I really was thinking like tomorrow when I'm going to listen Murli is awake Murli, but even in Sakar Murli, just read in a way as if Baba is giving Shrimat. What is Shrimat? For my thoughts, words, and actions. And pay more attention to follow Shrimat. So Maya's kingdom, if still there are sanskars which emerge from time to time, they are completely changed, and there are new sanskars of dharma, of self-sovereignty, of divinity. So I thought it's very, very beautiful.
There was actually a thought early in the week in the Sakamurli, which really, had a big impact on me. And Baba really said in the Sakamurli that you're following Shrimat according to how much you recognize Baba.
Mm.
And he was saying that you can only follow Srimad to the extent that you recognize Baba. And I found that was very, very deep. That, like you said, some of you know how to check, but you don't know how to change. And when the time comes to change, you can't follow it. You don't have the power. And it's a little bit the same with Srimad. We know Srimad, but when it's time to do it, sometimes there's the gap. And the fact that you mentioned the recognition, where do you think, what are we missing? What are we not recognizing in Brahma so we don't follow Srimad 100%?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that like we look at Dadis or Brahma Baba followed accurately, instantly. And Dadis also, because they always saw Baba, God Baba, that he's God. And those who have faith in God, they will definitely have faith in what he's saying. Not only faith, but their love, their connection with Baba will give them enough power to follow everything. I also remember that I always looked at Baba, thought of Baba as God, and I say, if at this time when God is creating my fortune, giving me all attainments, reforming me, and if I don't, who else later on? So I really feel that God is my teacher, God is my father, God is my guru. So it's like ultimate source, but last source in the sense of whatever I have to claim and become, because then I will be that eternally. Kalpa after kalpa, I will have same fortune. So automatically there is, because of recognition, the love and the trust I have in Baba helps me to follow Srimad accurately. And whatever little here, there we don't follow, we catch up. And we, at this time, at least we look, am I thinking based on Srimad? Am I talking based on Srimad? Am I interacting with divine virtues? That is Srimad. But our listening to Murli now will be more like, let's see what's the Srimad. I thought I will do that from tomorrow and see how it helps me. And of course, as you said, recognition of Baba is very important, that he is God, even in a ordinary form. But at least whatever my faith about the feelings about God, but I definitely get fulfilled when I was in Brahma Baba, looking at Brahma Baba. I don't have any doubt. Like some people, is he God or not? And I don't know. Whatever way I thought of God, I appreciated his humility, very human, and how the soul is taken care of. What soul needs, all needs are fulfilled by God, which no human being can fulfill. The needs of the soul, making soul pure, making soul perfect. It's only God can do it.
Also, I was sharing earlier today or yesterday that I like the mantra, Baba is God, God is Baba. I always felt that I should not forget when I'm getting a little bit of familiarity with Baba, not to forget he's God. And when I'm getting too official with God, not to forget he's Baba as well. But I was thinking, do you feel you recognize God, Baba, 100% right away? Or was there different times in your spiritual life, in your Brahmin life, where there was a change in the recognition and that you felt, oh, I'm seeing more who he is now?
I think recognition is there, faith is there, but the trust, by communicating through our own life and understanding, I think that it's more like, I really trust God. I really trust Baba as God. Whatever Baba told me, every word he told me is happening in practical life. Really, I can tell you every blessing he gave. At that time, I couldn't do it. And now I find, yes, I can. So any human being will be a little bit disappointed, little bit, even if expectations, you expect that this one will be like that, doesn't get fulfilled. But with Baba, he never, because he knew what I said and how I see the soul, it will happen. So it's only God can do that, right? And one time someone said very beautifully, he was a guest for our one of the conference, and he stayed on because he heard Baba is coming or whatever way. He didn't go. So he was sitting in the Murli, and then next morning I had to see him to see what were his feeling. He said he was God because he knew everything. He didn't need to know anything. Even we were telling him, but as if he knew them. So he was God. So everyone, I think, understanding the way they want to feel from God might be different. But I was really, from day one, yes, it's God. And as you're saying that we need to remember Baba is God and God is Baba is the right way.
But I find that, sometimes I'm wondering what you think of when Baba says, today I'm very innocent and I'm very nice and, I kind of forgive a lot. But if Baba were to take, I remember a long time ago, it said, if Baba was to take his official form, you would not even be able to tolerate it or to, I don't know what word he used, but he said, now Baba looks innocent, but be careful. One day he won't be innocent. So have you had previews of how does it feel when Baba is not so innocent? I know you told me one day you have a very good relationship with Dharmaraj. I haven't invited Dharmaraj yet for tea or for having heart-to-heart conversation and chit-chat, but I know you have good relationship with Dharmaraj, which is also part of Baba. And I think, is that a recognition that we need to follow Srimat a little bit better?
See, there is a time, I know that yesterday body was trying to get something from me, and later on I thought, because we have to keep becoming like Baba or what he wants from us, so the relationship becomes different. One is, of course, when he said innocent, in the sense of he's offering us, it's a kind of bargain. No, Baba says, I take old, give you new, I take one, I give you 10 times. So he's innocently doing. And then a time comes, then karmic accounts also. Okay, then how much really I did, how much I changed. But also somewhere, I think we all are becoming like Baba, certain percentage, right? So then the relationship with Baba, I give you example of Dadi Gulzar's relationship with Baba was so close. One time she came to Dadi's. I was sitting there and said, I want to go to Delhi for 2 days. Then Baba had to come, and so Dadi said, will you manage? It's a lot of travel and the energy also changes. And then she said, okay, why don't you ask Baba? Because that's the last answer everyone has. And she said, I already asked, but also I want to ask you all. So I still remember that how close she was with Baba, that she already took permission and now she came to Dadi's to, keep a norm of, taking permission properly from Dadi's. So I feel that when you are becoming in qualities like Baba, the relationship with Baba is so close. It becomes like friends, but of course, as you're saying, Dharamraj is because, every night, especially a good effort maker will know where I could have been better instead of saying what mistakes I made. And if it, because of any reason, has someone felt sad or, sorrow was caused by words or something. Sometimes even few words can cause sorrow. So you ask Baba to forgive and clear your chart every day. by telling Baba, and Baba will, it's like every day you are clearing your account instead of accumulating and not realizing, not bringing change. So one day then it becomes, Baba is not innocent. Baba says, well, whatever you have done, you have to now settle it. No? He doesn't forgive, or he can't help us to clear that account. But if we do every day, Baba, yes, I did make few mistakes or whatever, I want to change that sanskar. Baba gives drishti, Baba forgives the soul. And that deeply within also stays with me, that Baba has forgiven, so I must not repeat it again. Otherwise, they keep accumulating also. And when they are accumulated, then he is Dharamraj. He says, well, you all have to settle now what you have created.
When I hear Baba saying that your recognition is kind of number wise, I also think when he says, very few know me as I am, who I am exactly. And sometimes I'm wondering, should I make more effort to remember him, or should I make more effort to recognize him? And I'm wondering sometimes if recognition comes from the study, because I feel by thinking and studying, I get close to him. By, like you mentioned, by improving my dharana, I get closer to him, I recognize him better. By serving, maybe also I get closer. So I'm wondering if maybe there is some effort to make in getting higher recognition.
I think that when whatever Baba teaches, when we start implementing that, and then power which we get and the stage which gets created increases our recognition of Baba in the sense of not only who he is, what he wants from us. Because what he wants from us also helps us to recognize, no? He's ever pure, purified. So what he wants, complete purity from us. So recognition of his ocean of love. So anytime you go, you have made mistake, you go in front of Baba, he gives you lovely drishti. Because he is ocean of love, right? So you feel very peaceful looking at Baba. The stillness. So these experiences come, and that is based on recognition. Means recognition is there, and proper recognition also begins. Someone asked me very interesting question. How do I know God's personality? I said through yajna. What is done, the way it is done, their love, their hospitality, their discipline, whatever you see is God's personality, because any place and the task you observe is the personality of that person, right? If place is clean, if decorated, nicely set up, you will know the personality. Hospitality, love, in the sense of all these what are visible are the expression, and that becomes the personality. So recognition of Baba is definitely through why Toli is given, why gift is given because he is father, why you have to study every morning because he is teacher, why we need to have keeping chart or checking because he helps us to liberate us from our past, liberate us from the mistakes. So he's Sadguru. This way the recognition become and all relationships.
So if we're missing a relationship, we're missing a recognition. I think for some of us in the West, Sadguru is not clear, who is, I never met a Sadguru before. I never had any official guru. So I don't know what a Sadguru looks like. And so it's very intellectual initially. The concept of, what a Sadguru gives me, or how is Baba my Sadguru? And so sometimes we need to translate into different words. He's my guide, he's the almighty authority. So do you feel maybe we miss recognition by missing some relationships?
No, but what about the word guide is good, no? Guru is a guide. So But also word guru should be understood. Let's say I read a lot of word guru even in the Western world. It's like, tech gurus and music gurus and, anyone who is on the top as expert and leads that subject or teaches that subject. They always call them guru, right? Even in the Western world, I heard this word guru, but it is used more for different kinds of subjects. So I think that the guru is really a guide who has taught you and perfect and
When Baba became Avyakt, did it reveal to you another side of his identity that changed, not changed, but refined a little bit your recognition of him when you saw him really in the Avyakt form more through Dadi Gulzar's body? Did it complete or refine your recognition of him?
I think that, one point is that, but I found a lot of change in me when he became aware, that I realized that there were many, many things which I couldn't do because of, we all have our limits. But as soon as Baba became aware, I just had this thought that anything, every word he spoke, whether what I should be at, what I should be do, I must do it. But also, because Baba always had been talking about angels and subtle and, so in a way, I don't know, because I feel, of course, it's again Father, Teacher, Sadguru. That relationship remains. But because, as you say, we also are changing, we also becoming more subtle, more angelic. So that connection with Avyakt, I feel all the time instantly. Because when Brahma Baba is sitting in front of me, I am looking at Brahma Baba, but trying to meet Shiv Baba through his drishti. So that Shiv Baba is same, right? Even when Dadi Gulzar, I take drishti, there is no difference. I mean, eyes are different, features might be different, but as soon as I sit there and I take drishti, when I'm sitting next to Baba, it's same. I met in Brahma Baba, I am meeting now in Dadi Gulzar. So it's same feeling of father and same feeling of love, same feeling of being teacher, but giving us signals to also become aware.
I know I'm asking you all these questions about recognition because, I want to follow Srimad 100%. So I'm wondering if I'm missing a little recognition somewhere. But I saw, how when being in Madhuban in front of Baba, after hearing many times Baba is ocean of love, he describes his love in the Murli. But I remember one day being in front of him and I could only take my notes on my notebook was the only line I wrote. Remember, Eric, Baba is so much love. He's love, he's love, he's love. That's all I wrote the whole Murli. I keep writing, as if I was talking to myself, knowing I will forget how much Baba is love. And I could only feel that being in front of him and taking drishti. I was right in by the stage in Om Shanti Bhavan. And that experience was, for me, a new recognition of him, knowing intellectually, yes, he's ocean of love and having had many experiences, but being in front of him, crying, with tears of love and feeling, wow, he's really ocean. And I wrote it, 50 times in my notebook, thinking, never forget. And it remained for me a reference for my whole life of, if I want to know Baba as love, I remember that experience. I'm sure you must have had many experiences with Baba when he revealed to you a side of his personality or himself that you really took as, wow, such an incredible God,
But simple thing, he teaches us now, of course, Murli is divided by 30 some plus years. Every morning he must teach. I mean, what it shows, just imagine 7 days without, Baba says, no fee, no expectations. Definitely it's his love that he wants us to be knowledgeable, sensible, become pure. Otherwise who will do it? Why will anyone do it? No human being, I don't see anyone doing that. But here, Baba, in a very humble, incognito way, every morning, Murli keep teaching us. But some still don't have that respect for Murli. If we see not only sacrifice, of course, through Brahma Baba, but then it comes every day, they make sure we get Murli. And its lot in the beginning was post stage and then was through email, now also on internet. And when you see that why Baba established that system that we get Murli every morning. And then if we don't still look at Murli, read Murli properly, it's lack of recognition, lack of love, lack of respect for Baba, right?
So 8:30 for me is totally time. I remember at 8:30 there's traffic control usually at certain times, but Saturday night 8:30 is totally traffic time. So I always remember the sweet Toli.
It's a beautiful Toli. It's a beautiful Toli, and somebody was coming from Toronto. So they sent for us here, say Diwali Toli, because in Toronto they're making Toli now to distribute 500 students here, there, everywhere. So it's a different kind of laddu, but it's very tasty. Yeah. Maybe we'll tell them to also mail to Montreal, or somebody can go and take it.
Yeah, we're close. We can get Toli from Canada for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Mohini Didi, and sweet dreams with the sweet Toli.
Yeah, lovely, lovely conversation.
Thank you.
It keeps our hearts full of love for Baba and the family.
Well, thank you for having me every Saturday. And I know if, one day maybe programs will change. I remember you were mentioning about Dadi Gurza's relationship with Baba. I remember a story, not a story, but what you experienced when you went to see her one day and she was eating, I think, and she didn't even notice you were in a room. And she asked Bhumi, where's Mohini Didi? And she said, right here. And then when you were talking to her, she was always moving like this. And you keep saying, why are you always moving like this? And she wanted to see the picture of Brahma Baba behind you. And then if I remember correctly, but she was always trying to see, and you thought, I'm right in front of her, and she still wants to see Brahma Baba's picture. Because you thought, why is she always moving like that? And she wanted to see Brahma Baba's picture. I always felt that's such a beautiful love relationship with Baba.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're on the screen, I'm always like this, and I'm watching Avyakti Parivar. Okay, Om Shanti. Good night, Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. Good night. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Such a lovely conversation. Thank you so much. So beautiful. Thank you to our Didi and also to dear brother Eric. We always look forward to you for Saturday chit chat. Om Shanti. Now let's remember Baba.
Om Shanti. Yes, Baba is with us. Baba mere saath hai. Okay, lovely. Om Shanti and good night, everyone. Good night.